What are some basic strategies I could use to play conservative versus aggressive?
I think when it comes to playing conservative, obviously the less hands that you're playing, the more conservative it makes you look like you are on the table. And that typically kind of goes hand in hand. So if you're playing fewer hands than anyone else on the table, the few times that you're getting involved, chances are you probably have premium hands. And if you're playing them pretty strong, it's typically a sign that you have connected really well or you're trying to protect a big pocket pair. So you can use that table image, especially on a very loose table when there's a lot of betting happening and a lot of action, and you can tell that people don't really like to fold. Use that table image to protect your really strong hands and try to isolate it down to just one or two players going to the flop, or even if you have 3 or 4 players that go to the flop, try to isolate that down to one, maybe 2 players to make it to the turn. When it comes to aggressive, that strategy is utilized typically in a couple of scenarios, but more often than not, if the table's really tight, you're going to want to be the aggression. You're going to want to be the aggressor. You're going to want to play a lot of hands. So that means playing a lot more hands, raising a lot more hands, re-raising a lot of the limpers that are trying to just get to the flop to isolate it down yet again. But if you're doing it a lot, it will change the dynamic on things. So you will get away with some right in the beginning, but the rest of the table will pick up that you're being very aggressive, being somewhat of a bully, and that'll induce a lot more action. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. So those are going to be the two kind of polar opposites on things. I would say play the inverse of what the rest of the table is doing. So if the table's really aggressive, everybody's playing every hand, tighten it up and play more premium hands and try to protect it down and isolate it down to just a couple of players. Table's really tight, start playing a lot more hands. You can tell everybody's waiting for pocket aces or pocket queens or ace jack suited. So start playing a lot more, and you can get away with bluffing at certain pots where the flop comes up not desirable if you do get a call. And they're playing those kind of hands, an ace king or ace queen or queen jack or king queen. Flop comes up 3, 5, 6. You can represent that a lot easier because you're playing a lot of hands. It's a lot easier for you to have connected than them.